This is a good question because it's something I've heard many people ask or kind of hint at. I've heard that Vatican II did not define anything dogmatically. Is this true?
So there's a distinction between dogmatically and infallibly.
Okay.
I tend to agree with Dr. John Joy that it did actually have some instances of infallible teaching, but mostly when it's teaching things that were already infallibly defined. So people just don't even think about it because, well, it's nothing new, so it doesn't count, kind of thing. It does seem to be the case in general that at least it did not define any new dogmas. And again, dogma being that which is directly divinely revealed and must be believed with divine and Catholic faith. So if you put it on that level, yes. But I wouldn't say there's nothing infallible in the council at all.
This question is similar. Which of the documents coming out of Vatican II are considered to bear the quality of infallibility? And then someone responded and said, great question. I've been told that Lumen Gentium isn't infallible, but it's literally called a dogmatic constitution. I find determining the infallibility of church documents very confusing. You're not alone.
Yes. So this is probably something that needs to be clarified.
Yeah.
Documents are not infallible or not. That's not how it works. It's not this document is infallible, this document is not. It's certain statements in certain documents are infallible.
Okay.
So you can have, and this happens even in ecumenical councils like Trent. So, and there were actually arguments among the bishops about these things. So in like Vatican I, I think there were some discussions on that. You can have a whole like positive presentation of the faith that includes all of these arguments and why it's happening, but then it defines something. Only that definition is technically infallible. It's not all of the reasons we're giving you why. So the argument itself is not infallible. It's this statement is infallible, or this error is infallibly rejected. So you have to look at the wording, the way something is taught is what determines if it's being taught definitively by supreme authority, so the Pope or an ecumenical council, and it's a definitive, like we solemnly declare and define that, or this sacred synod teaches that we must believe something or must hold something. So because those are two levels of infallibility, the assent of faith or to hold. So to believe or to hold something. So if you see that language in front of a specific teaching, that would be it. It's dogmatic because in some sense, even when it's not defining something dogmatic, it's talking about dogmas. So it might be talking about things that are dogmas without solemnly defining something.
Okay.
So the dogmatic Constitution on Divine Revelation is saying things that are already dogmatic. The dogmatic Constitution of the Church might not be defining a new dogma, but it's talking about dogmas throughout it. Like when it talks about the successor of Peter and the apostles and all these things, it's talking about the dogma of the faith, even if it's not defining a new dogma. So maybe that.
So is that why, say, Lumen Gentium is called a dogmatic constitution, whereas the document on the liturgy isn't?
Probably, I think, yeah. I've often actually asked myself the question of who came up with who decided on which titles, but yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.